last ride downtown. Going down underground. Ew, cockroach. Welcome to downtown. There it is. Hasn't been stolen. Let's see if it starts. Nice. Back tire is a little bit low. Let's go get her filled. Alright guys, you ready for the last ride downtown? Before we move. Okay. Let it sit for a second here. I'm gonna take it easy until I can get some air. Okay. All right, guys. Going for the last ride downtown. I mean, it won't be the last time I ever ride downtown, obviously, but just like while I live here. We move next weekend. Literally a week from today. And so you're gonna probably see a lot more of the burbs. Alright guys, so we are going to head over to Mission Beach area. A couple videos ago did Mission Bay. So that's like a different spot. Very close though. Oh, this is a new complex. I haven't seen this place before. So I used to come over here all the time because they had my favorite breakfast place. It was literally called The Mission. It is no longer my favorite Mexican food, or I said Mexican food place because it's kind of like Mexican fusion-ish. But it's no longer my favorite I almost said it again. Favorite breakfast place. I went there just the other day. Not the other day, like right before quarantine hit, and I was actually like very underwhelmed. It's not bad by any means. It's obviously there's a reason why it was my favorite place for the longest time. It's just not like there's so many other good breakfast places around. Like there's no reason to go to anywhere that's not exceptional. So it's Saturday the 9th, I believe, May 9th. The day after we hit phase 2, I believe it is. I don't think it's phase 3. I think it's phase 2 of reopening. So beaches are open. Some stores and restaurants that weren't open before are now open. But mostly the beaches are like the big deal right now because everyone's been dying to go to the beach. We live in a beach city, so everyone's been like, hey, we're paying to live here in San Diego, but we can't have the fucking beach. What the hell? So enough people bitch. Now the beaches are open and people are heading to the beach. As far as I know, the rules at this point are you can go to the beach, you can walk on the beach, you can go in the water, you just can't lay dormant anywhere. And obviously you have to stay 6 feet apart from people outside of your household. So I'm curious to see what it looks like. Like I said, I used to go here all the time. I would go put my name in over at the Mission. There was always a line out the door. And I would just kind of walk around the beach, the bay, stuff like that, until, you know, our name was called. that was cool. This area is fine. It's essentially, it's technically PB. And for those of you who don't know, PB is kind of the party area. I have been hit by people here, like in a car. I actually had a funny story going down this exact street one time, years and years ago. I had just bought my first brand new car. Like, it was a Nissan Versa. I was so excited. I was like, this is awesome. Like, I have a brand new car. Prior to that, I was just driving beater after beater after beater. And I had this car for a month. And I was driving down this road here, heading to the mission. And I come up to a light like this. It's actually like maybe 2 or 3 lights down from here. And I see these two people, like I see a car in front of me, you know, stopped at a light like this, and a skateboarder, and he's just like riding by, and he starts saying something inside the window of the guy who is in front of me. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, you know, what a small world, they must be buddies, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, the skateboarder tosses his board, and the guy in the car, he puts his car into park, gets out, and this dude is like a UFC fighter, like that kind of large of a dude, pops out and starts beating the shit out of the skateboarder. And so they're getting into a fight, and I shit you not, it was like fucking something out of a movie. The dude was the yoked UFC fighter dude in the car is like taking the skateboarder and like bashing him into the door, like closing the door on him. So fucking funny. So it was interesting for a minute where it was like, oh, okay, like this doesn't happen very often. But the UFC looking motherfucker picks up the UFC dude and body slams him onto my car, the hood of my car. And in all honesty, I was afraid to say anything because like this guy could easily just snap me in half. And so I just got out. I was like, what the fuck? You know, like, get the fuck off my car. And the guys just weren't listening. They were just beating the shit out of each other. And then somebody on the sidelines, on the sidewalk or whatever, was like, I'm calling the cops. And it was like, as soon as they said that, they snapped out of it, just completely stopped fighting like nothing was happening, and then just calmly went about their business. And it was like, what the fuck Twilight Zone ass shit is this? The other thing was that the guy in the car in front of me, his car was brand new, didn't even have plates on it yet. And they just drove off, and I couldn't like figure out who they were or identify them or anything like that. So from a month of having that car, no fault of my own, there was a dent in the hood. It wasn't massive or anything, but it was like, I feel like it was at this intersection right here. It, not huge, probably like, I don't know, 3-inch in diameter, like not that big, but the problem was it was in a specific spot of the hood to where it couldn't be popped out. So I just had to like deal with it, because it would have been, you know, $1,000 to or more to get it popped, and I was broke at the time. So I left it, and it had it until the day I sold it. Man, it was crazy. And it was also before like cell phones were super big. So I couldn't take like really good pictures of like the people. Like I couldn't pull out my phone and be like, snap, snap, here you go, gotcha. This was like when camera phones were like 1.3 megapixels, looked like a fucking blur fest. It's San Diego's own little Jersey Shore shit, where like everyone's like a total jabroni douchebag that like everyone wants to fight everyone. And my fiance and I took our dog here like not long after we got him, and we were just gonna take him for a walk around Belmont Park and stuff like that. And in that one time of walking with him, we saw like one or two used syringes, a used condom on the ground, and our dog, of course, wants to pick up everything at that point because he was a puppy. God, what is going on with this traffic? We're actually almost at the mission right now. It must be... Look at all this piping. Like, what are they doing? Yeah, I haven't been over here in years, so it's like, it's really interesting to see like all of the different buildings and stuff like that. We're coming up on the mission right there, on the left. That's why we're stuck, going slow, because of this guy. Go, quick. Mission's right there. That's better. Yeah, there's a lot of construction going on. I guarantee you, because of the whole pandemic thing, they're using this time to where it's not terribly busy to just like work on shit, which is good. So the parking area that I go over to, once things open up, little pro tip, Santa Clara Plaza or whatever, if you go left there into there, there's almost always parking there. If you want to be like on the beach and stuff like that, or you want to go to any of these restaurants and you don't want to wait, or you don't want a time limit, go in there. It's free parking, and there's almost always parking in there. And I don't mind telling people that because I never come over here anyway. Most of these are vacation rentals, so I'm really curious how bad business is over here right now. A lot of tourists that are usually over here, especially around this time of year where summer's starting to creep in. Obviously nobody's traveling, so it's going to be a little lighter, but wow, this whole complex thing here, brand new. It's obviously still being built over here, but this stuff, all of that stuff right there was not there before. So I used to live in Claremont, and for those of you who don't know, it's like right outside of the city. It's kind of, it's not a poor area, it's just not like a very nice area. It's kind of like a shitty suburb. Not a, like I said, not a terrible area, just not that great. And I used to drive over here. Like, I had no money at that time, and so I would drive over here and just ride a skateboard up and down the boardwalk and like walk through Belmont Park right here. It was just so nice. Like, it was really relaxing. And this area brings back a lot of memories because obviously, like I've said before, I've grown up here, and I used to, you know, my mom or her friends would take me over here. Yeah, it was just, man, all of these cops. It sucks. I would love to like ride in there, but they're definitely locking it down. All right, I'm gonna flip a bitch here. Cool little fun place to hang out when things are open, of course. They used to have, I don't know if it's still here because it's been so long since I've been here, but they used to have fuck, I forgot what it's called, but it's like one of those artificial wave machines to surf on and stuff like that. And it's funny because it was like, that was like my bucket list of something I wanted to do when I turned 21 was go there, because it was basically the whole place is a bar, and it's like a pool, like it's, you know, ankle high for most of it, and you just walk in the water and have drinks, and there's all those people who are doing the artificial surf machine, and you get to watch them. You know, it was definitely on my my bucket list of things I really wanted to do when I turned 21, and I still haven't done it. But places like that probably won't exist anymore. The ones that are still around probably won't exist anymore now that COVID is a thing. Like, everyone's going to be super anal about that, which sucks, but it is what it is. Here's this beautiful view. Yeah, so this is the bay. This is kind of where I go kayaking and stuff like that. It's nice. Haven't been kayaking in like a since like last summer as well. All right, here comes a shitty turn. Tires are full, so I still just don't trust it very well. Dude, rollerbladers! I really want to get back to rollerblading. This is fun. This is beautiful. Like, I love the smell of the greenery and just, oh, it's just so nice. Ooh, tight turn. Something I've noticed too, like when I'm editing these videos, I'm like, oh, there was a tight turn, I'm nervous, ah! And then I look at it on video and it looks like it's like a straight line. It like doesn't show it at all, like how tight it is. So it's kind of embarrassing. Trust me when I say, like, it's because the lens on the GoPro, it makes it look like it's a lot, like, straighter than it really is. There's SeaWorld. I haven't been there since we got our dog. When we got our dog, they gave us free tickets to SeaWorld. And it was so awkward, too, the last time that we went. Like, it was the first time that we had been there in many, many, many years. And, because of the whole blackfish thing, like, their orca and dolphin shows, and I put quotes around shows, they were... Like, I remember when I was a kid, I would go there and they're like doing all these crazy tricks and like, oh, look at this person, like they're riding a orca, like this is awesome. And they're so like overly defensive, not even overly, like they have a reason to be defensive because everyone hates them now, but they're so defensive in their show. The whole show was just, it wasn't even a show, it was like the animals were like swimming in a circle, like just nothing, like they weren't even interacting with the animals, they were just kind of swimming in the pool. And they basically had like a big screen TV where they were playing a video about like how they take care of animals and how, oh yeah, we love animals, like they're you know, our number one priority. Look at all the nice things we do for these animals, like we love animals. Oh, look at these dolphins, like they'd be dead if it weren't for us. It was just an hour of that, of them just saying like, oh yeah, we help people, we help animals, yeah, come give us money. It was really awkward. So I'm excited to moving next weekend. Actually, this building right here, this blue gray kind of one, super fancy, this, what we almost bought, rented this place. I don't remember if I mentioned it in one of my other videos, but this Apex place, gorgeous place, as you can see. It's super nice, and it's right across the street here from this mall. We almost like took it. I'm gonna get on the 163 here. So we almost took it. Like, we literally put money down to save it for us. And I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos, possibly the Outback video, but yeah, they just they kind of screwed us, so we took our money back. We got our money back and then kept looking, but that place was so nice. So we didn't end up taking that, which I'm kind of glad, because I had some real cold feet about that place. I hate this turn right here because you can't see shit. Alright. So yeah, this isn't going to be the last time. Just probably the last time I come over here for a little while. I'm probably going to be wanting to explore the new areas around my new place. I'm hoping that I'll be able to find like some fun places to video over there, because it's, I mean, it's a suburban area. Like, there's not a whole lot. Like, it's a beautiful area. There's just, it's literally like kind of the epitome of suburban. Like, there's not a whole lot to not a whole lot of views or anything like that. Okay, go ahead. You should not be right in the center of the road. Cruise ship still here. Probably not going to move for a while. Tons of construction still. Well, one of my other videos I mentioned I really wanted this place to open before we moved, but it's obviously not the case. And even if it was open, or like even if it was completed, it wouldn't be open right now. But like, that's so cool. Like, definitely gonna come here, check that place out when it's like open, ready to roll. We had a lot of bucket list stuff that we wanted to do while we were living downtown that we just didn't do. What happens is, like, you have all these things that you want to try and all that stuff, but when you find like a couple things that you really like, it's hard to like change those things. Like that Carnitas Snack Shack that we just passed, loved that place. That was on our list of things to do, is go to that bar because it's like right on the water. And then we just started going there all the time because they have amazing food, their drinks are tasty, and it's just the most beautiful view of the ocean. Yeah, so we missed out on doing things like I've lived here my entire life and I've never done the Midway, the museum right there with the big ship. Never did that. Bunch of coffee shops we never tried, just because, like I said, you know, I'm a picky coffee person, and having like a coffee shop that I really like, it's hard to kind of change or try other things, you know, because there's so many coffee shops that are just mediocre or something like that. Yeah, so I'm kind of bummed that we didn't get to do a lot of stuff. And then like right before quarantine hit, that was when we were going to start trying to hit all of these places, you know, all of the restaurants that we've been wanting to try. Like, we wanted to try Kansas City barbecue, still haven't been there. Cute dog. Tons of restaurants, tons of coffee shops, tons of bars that we never got to try. And unfortunately, because of quarantine, we won't get to probably for a while. And now, like, one of the greatest things about living downtown was your home is, you know, less than a mile away from anywhere you can, you know, have fun at. So you just go drink maybe a little more than like you would normally because you don't have to drive. Then you can just like walk home and, you know, get home safely and not have to worry about anything. That was so nice. And you know, I'm not a huge drinker or party animal. I don't like clubs. I don't like loud, shitty, garbage music. So I didn't take advantage of a lot of the stuff that was here, that maybe, you know, somebody in their early 20s would. Let's see if this even goes. Okay.